Okay, kamusta mga kababayan? Welcome to another deep dive into the hottest political tea sa Pilipinas. Ako si #WalkWithLan at ngayon pag-uusapan natin ang bomba na balita. Si Senator-elect Rodante Marcoleta nasa The Hague, Netherlands at kasama sa Bring FPRRD Home, rally. Boom! Anong ibig sabihin ito? Bakit siya nandoon? At bakit parang laging may drama kapag Duterte ang usapan? Kung ikaw ay Pinoy sa US, Canada, Australia o kahit saan sa mundo, shout out sa mga OFW natin sa UAE, Saudi, Japan at Europe. This one's for you. Grab your popcorn dahil ilang mga minuto na juicy analysis, witty commentary at heart-hitting facts ang hatid natin. Pero bago tayo magsimula, pa-subscribe na sa channel natin. I-hit ang like button at i-comment ang Hague drama para i-shout out ko kayo sa next video. Let's go global mga kababayan. Ngayon let's set the stage. Si Marcoleta, isang senator-elect na kilala sa kanyang loyalty kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte at Vice President Sara Duterte ay gumagawa ng wave sa international scene. Pero bakit siya nasa The Hague? Ano ang kanyang game plan? At bakit nga ba parang scripted ang mga galaw sa Philippine politics? Let's unpack it with humor, heart at hustisya. Okay, so let's get the chika. Noong May 31, 2025, napabalitang dumating si Senator-elect Rodante Marcoleta sa The Hague, Netherlands para sa the Bring FPRRD Home rally. Yes mga kababayan, kasama siya sa mga sumusuporta kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte na kasalukuyang detained sa International Criminal Court, ICC, dahil sa kontrobersyal na drug war. Pero teka bakit si Marcoleta ang nandun? Hindi ba't senador na siya? Anong laban niya sa international stage? Si Marcoleta, mga kaibigan, isang die-hard Duterte ally, ay kilala sa kanyang fearless stance. From his days as a GIP party list representative to his Senate win with over 15 million votes, this man has been a powerhouse. Pero ang tanong, is this a genuine act of loyalty to Duterte or isang calculated move to boost his political capital? Let's break it down. On one side, his supporters, lalo na ang mga DDS at OFWs na all in for Duterte, see this as a bold move. Sinasabi nila, Marcoleta is fighting for justice. Sa social media, like sa X-Post, ang daming nagsasabing siya ang voice ng mga Pinoy na gustong iuwi si Duterte. Sabi nga ng isang post, Senator Rodante Marcoleta, dumating na sa The Hague, Bring PRRD Home, Ang sentiment, Marcoleta is standing up against what they call international bullying by the ICC. Pero let's flip the coin. Ang kabilang side, lalo na mga critics ni Duterte, nagsasabing it's a political chatro. Sabi nila, ginagamit lang ni Marcoleta ang Hague visit para mapalakas ang imahe niya as a Duterte loyalist. Lalo na't may looming impeachment trial si Vice President Sara Duterte. Is he really there for justice? Or is he positioning himself as a key player in the Duterte camp? Alam nyo, parang teleserye ito mga kababayan. Si Marcoleta parang si Carlo Dalisay ng probinsyano, laging may dramatic entrance. Pero seryoso let's look at the facts. Marcoleta's been a consistent supporter of the Dutertes, from defending Sara's OVP budget to his vocal stance against ABS-CBN's franchise renewal. His trip to The Hague, it's not just a trip, it's a statement. Kung agree kayo sa bold move na ito, i-comment Team Marcoleta. Kung hindi, sabihin nyo rin sa comment section. Let's keep the convo going. Mga kababayan sa US, Canada at UAE. Now, let's talk about the dynamic duo, Rodante Marcoleta and Sara Duterte. Parang Batman and Robin. Pero sa Philippine politics, si VP Sara, kahit nasa gitna ng impeachment buzz, remains a force sa politika. At si Marcoleta, he's her ride or die. Pero bakit nga ba sila click? Let's start with Sara kilala natin siya as the Iron Lady ng Davao. She's got the Duterte charisma, pero with her own flavor. Seryoso pero approachable. Despite the controversies like the impeachment talk set for July 30, 2025, she's got a solid base, lalo na sa Mindanao. At si Marcoleta, he's been her vocal defender. Noong 2024, nang ma-expel si Marcoleta sa 5 House committees, dahil sa kanyang support kay Sara, hindi siya natinag. Sabi niya, I stand by my principles. Grabe, no? Parang linya sa politika. Pero let's not sugarcoat it. Ang critics ni Sara at Marcoleta, lalo na sa opposition, nagsasabing they are part of a political dynasty na gustong mag-control sa power. Teka, may point ba sila? The Dutertes have been dominating Davao politics with Rodrigo as mayor, Sebastian as vice mayor, at Paulo as representative. At si Marcoleta, with his Iglesia ni Cristo backing, brings a unique voter base. Pero, is this a dynasty or just a strategic alliance? Isang araw sa isang rally sa Davao, narinig ko ang kwento ng isang OFW mula sa Dubai. Sabi niya, kaya ko sinusuportahan si Sara at Marcoleta kasi they fight for the underdog. Pero sa kabilang banda, may isang commenter sa X na nagsabi, Marcoleta's just riding the Duterte wave. So anong totoo? Let's dig down deeper. Marcoleta's track record shows he's not just a yes man. His push for poverty alleviation, chaired committees like Public Works, at kahit may controversies like his ivermectin push noong 2021, his focus on the marginalized is undeniable. Undeniable, no? Same with Sara, who's been championing education and social programs. Pero ang tanong, are they the heroes we need or are they playing a bigger game? OFWs in Hong Kong, UK at Saudi, ano ang take nyo? Is Sara and Marcoleta the dream team or a political gamble? Drop your thoughts sa comments and don't forget to share this video sa group chats nyo mga kaibigan. Okay let's get real. Hindi naman perfect si Marcoleta o si Sara. They've got their share of controversy. Let's break down 2 big ones. The West Philippine Sea issue at ang CHR budget fiasco. Una, noong 2025, nag-viral si Marcoleta dahil sa kanyang sinabi na there's no West Philippine Sea sa isang house inquiry. Ouch! Sabi niya, it's just a name we created na wala raw sa international maps. Ay grabe, parang binato mo ng granada ang social media. Siyempre, na-fact check siya at nag-backpedal saying the sea is ours regardless of the name. Pero ang damage done na. Ang critics, lalo na sa opposition, nagsabing it's proof na pro-China raw si Marcoleta. Pero teka, his supporters argue na he's just being realistic about international naming conventions. Sino ang tama? Pangalawa, let's talk about the infamous 1,000 CHR budget proposal noong 2017. Si Marcoleta ang nag-forward ng motion na gawing sobrang liit ang budget ng Commission on Human Rights. Sabi niya, the CHR was too selective sa human rights cases, focusing less on groups like Maute or Abu Sayyaf. His defenders say it was a wake-up call for the CHR to be more inclusive. Pero ang critics, they called it an attack on human rights itself. Yikes! Alam nyo, kung si Marcoleta ay chef, parang sinabi niya, ibabawas ko ang budget ng gulay kasi hindi naman kinakain ng lahat. Pero seryoso, this controversy show na Marcoleta's not afraid to take risks. Pero are these risks worth it? Sa US at Europe, where human rights discussions are big, these issues hit differently. Ang OFW sa Netherlands, Norway at Sweden, halimbawa, might see Marcoleta's CHR move as a red flag. Pero sa Middle East, where Duterte's tough on crime stance is popular, baka hero siya. Ano ang take nyo? Kung nasa Germany, France o Japan ka, i-share mo tong video na ito sa mga kababayan natin. Let's get 1,000 likes para ma-discuss natin ang susunod na controversy. So bakit mahalaga sina Marcoleta at Sara sa 2025 political landscape? Simple. They represent a movement. The Dutertes have a massive base, Mindanao, Iglesia ni Cristo at mga OFWs na pagod na sa traditional politics. Marcoleta's win despite low survey rankings prove na may silent majority out there. Sabi nga sa Rappler, Marcoleta relied heavily on his Mindanao base and last-minute endorsement from the INC. Boom! Pero let's zoom out, no? The Philippines is at a crossroads with Sara's impeachment at trial looming at Rodrigo's ICC detention. The Dutertes are fighting for their legacy. Okay. Si Marcoleta as a senior senator-elect will play a crucial role in the Senate. Will he push for pro-Duterte policies like stronger anti-crime measures, or will he focus on poverty alleviation tulad ng kanyang sagip roots? Imagine ito isang OFW sa Dubai working 12 hours a day watching this video. Sabi niya, kung sina Sara at Marcoleta ang magpapabuti ng education at trabaho sa Pinas, I'm all in. Pero may isa pang OFW sa Canada saying, their controversies scare me. Baka mas lalong magulo ang Pilipinas. Both sides have a point. Kaya let's talk policy. Okay, Marcoleta's platform includes education reform, poverty education, at tough anti-corruption measures. Si Sara naman focus on education and social services. Pero ang critics, they're worried about dynastic politics and populist promises. So ano ang solusyon? A balanced Senate na may check and balance. Marcoleta and Sara can push for progress. Pero kailangan natin ng opposition to keep them in check. OFWs in Australia, New Zealand at South Korea, ano ang gusto nyong policy? Comment below and let's hit 500 share para ma-reach natin ang mas maraming kababayan. Sa mga kababayan, anong natutunan natin? Si Senator-elect Rodante Marcoleta at VP Sara Duterte ay mga polarizing figures, loved by many, questioned by others. Their loyalty to each other and to the Duterte legacy is undeniable. Pero ang kanilang mga galaw, lalo na sa The Hague, sparked debates about justice, politics at international relations. For OFWs in the US, Canada, UAE at lahat ng sulok ng mundo, this is your chance to weigh in. Are Marcoleta and Sara the future of Philippine politics? Or do their controversies outweigh their contributions? Ikaw ang magpapasya. Kung nagustuhan mo tong video na ito, pa-subscribe naman mga kababayan. I-like na at i-share sa mga kababayan natin sa Hong Kong, Italy at Netherlands. Kung gusto nyong suportahan ang channel, mag-send naman ng super thanks. Kahit maliit, malaking tulong yon para may pagpatuloy natin ng quality content. I-comment mo, Hague Drama, for a shoutout sa next video at sabihin nyo rin kung anong topic ang gusto nyong i-cover next. Salamat mga kababayan at magkita-kita ulit tayo sa susunod na video.